Hi everybody, quick introduction here. My name is Michel Lamontagne. I'm 62 years old. I've been retired for a couple of years and decided to do a little video on a build that I did this week, which is an RC4WD Bully 2 MOA rig. I'll give you a little tour of my shop. For some people it'll look a bit extensive. For others, it'll be half of what they have. So, to each his own. I've been in the hobby for better part of 37 years. Used to race competitively right up till 2011 when I decided to take a 13-year break until I started back the minute I retired. So, not as competitive as I used to be. Hard to keep up with those young Formula One racers that I call them. They know who they are. But still doing okay, fine old fellow. I keep at the top of the B main, bottom of the A main. So if I have a good day. But the main part, I enjoy it very much. I travel throughout the Maritimes and do as much racing as I can. Off-road in the summer, carpet racing in the winter. We got a good circuit around, and we also have nice rock crawling spots, bashing spots, so I try to do it all. A little bit of boating, and that's pretty much it. I will give you a little tour of the shop really quick, which was basically designed by my better half Sue, which is awesome because she's supporting me in this without saying a word. And I told her that whatever I have left for good years of racing, it'll be it, and then I will get my super duper rocking chair with twin turbo, of course, and call it a day. But for now, I'm enjoying as much as I can. So here's a tour of the shop. So made sure I had everything that I needed, starting with a stainless steel sink, because of course we got to keep them clean. So that's very handy. She did do a nice hand-picked, not hand-picked, but she did make this. It's a punch needle, and she made a flag with all my racing colors that I've been using for decades. And it looks real good on the wall. Thank you, Sue, you're awesome. And this is where I start. This is about as small as I go, 1/76 scale. RCs, and I used to go right up to 1/5 scale, but I did sold most of those now, 5Ts, electric and nitro, because it's a little bit hard to carry up and down the stairs, 45-pound vehicles, and it was getting a little bit too much for this old guy. This is my work area. I try to keep organized as much as I can, but I always have projects and projects on the go, so I clutter it and then I declutter and start all over again. But it is a very, very good spot to work, very comfortable. I do a bit of 3D printing, as you've seen the machines there. This is some of my racing vehicles. These are ready for the off-road season. I'm still running a few of these for the carpet inside with jumps. I'm going back into 1/8 scale racing this summer, hopefully. Looking forward to that. Over here, now I'm getting that boat ready for the boating season. And a couple small ones. These are some display stands that I've built for some of my racing friends, and a few of them for displays and hobby shops. This is the computer area. I keep some of my 3D printed projects here, which is a 1/50 scale ski ride snowmobile, which is going to be about 3.5 feet long. This should be interesting when I get that going. This is Sue's work area, which I've been invading more and more every week. Did I tell you she was awesome? Yes, she is. And this is the bashing area, and I try to limit how many RCs I end up with. So this year, anytime I wanted something new, from the RC market. Something had to be sold from here. So I sold a lot this year and I bought a lot. So I do a rotation because I like to have new projects on the go all the time. I have all my tires for the racing season from 1/10 scale right up to 1/8 scale buggy and truggy. Tires are a big expense, but we need them. This needs a little bit of reorganizing. My OCD is going to kick in pretty soon. So let's get back to the matter on hand, and I will present you the RC four-wheel drive MOA built that I completed this week. Hopefully this is going to be a good angle. This vehicle I bought new a few years back as a ready-to-run from RC four-wheel drive. So it had basic brushed motors in it and a basic electronic system and radio. I used it once, I think, and then I sold it to a friend, Rob, who likes to go compete in the States, and he wanted to try one of these rigs. So I did sell it, and Rob was nice enough to sell it back to me as a slider or a roller without electronics, so I could do the build that I wanted. I wanted to go with a dual brushless system. I've installed two Hobbywing Fusion Pro Elite 2300 kV. The issues with this rig, if you want to put a regular Fusion like a Fusion SE or a Fusion Pro, the cans are a bit too long and you have to relocate all the links if you want to do that. With the Elite, the big advantage is it's 5mm shorter than a stock brush motor. So you have plenty of clearance, as you can see over here. And they're also 4S capable. And the BEC in it gives you up to 5 amp of power to run a good servo, which is 2 extra amp over the regular SE and Pro systems. I did install also a good Reeves 777 servo, which is run directly from the battery pack. I can run 3 or 4S direct power to that one. Amazing servo. I did program everything on an older Noble NB4 radio, and what all of this gives me is adjustable underdrive on the fly. With my thumb I can adjust from 1-to-1 front to back to right up to 100% on one set of wheels and nothing in the back. So at 1-to-1 the wheels are turning basically at the same rate. But if I want to change it, let's say to 30%, I can do it right on the radio and it tells me where I'm at. I'm at 70 right now, underdrive towards the back. And now the front wheels will turn at a bigger rate than the rear wheels. And it's completely adjustable as I go. I can just turn it down and go back to 1-to-1. And I've also used these paddles over here to give me rear dig at one push and another push and it's unlocked, and the same thing for the front, which can come handy. The front not as much as the rear, but the rear dig is really handy, because with these rigs, when you do log the rear on a high traction surface or on an incline, it compresses the suspension. And the more traction, the more the suspension will compress. It'll go right down to the maximum, which lowers your center of gravity even more. This being MOA, which is motor on axle, I like to call it more MTOA, which is motor and transmission on axle, gives you the lowest possible center of gravity. And having two independent systems, basically the cage is only attaching the front to the back, because front and back are completely independent. They got their own transmission and their own motors. Suspension travel is quite nice. They give you the feel like of a almost like a remote control spider on the rocks. They're very good at vertical climbing and all kinds of stuff. They almost defy the laws of physics sometimes. So they're quite an interesting build. And at the same time, my friend Marc-André Archer at Archer Hobbies, which is a shop up north the province here that is specialized in rock crawling. He's got it all over there. He's got a great inventory, great prices. And I asked him about building a Vanquish kit. Like, he's been recommending that for a while. So let's put this one aside and take this one. He hooked me up with a nice VRD carbon kit. This too, I'm very anxious to give it a shot on the rocks. I did install the same power system, which is the Wing Elite. I'm also capable of doing 3 or 4S. On this one, I did not go with a direct power servo. I went with a brass version of the 1100 Smart, which is very, very, very nice, and it gives a little bit more front weight bias, and it's mounted very low. These are quite capable, though being a different class than the MOA, of course. It should be very interesting to watch and try on the rocks. I did a bit of 3D printing stuff on it. Just a small regular bed. I made a more extensive bed that looks like a real pickup truck, but I don't know if I'm going to run it. And I made shorter but higher rock sliders. I had to cut almost half an inch off the side of the bodies there to make it fit nice. But it does fit quite well, and it'll lock in inside the sliders, so there's not going to be any rub on the body, and it should be very interesting also. So I'm quite anxious to have some nice weather and go try some rock somewhere. We do have some nice areas all around the province. It'll be interesting. So that's it for my first video. If you like it, please like and share, and let me know if there's anything else you would like to see. I'm always doing projects, all kinds, and I also like to work a lot on other people's stuff if I can help out, if they don't have the knowledge, or especially in soldering. I do a lot of soldering for people because they like it done right, and I'm half decent at it, and I never charge anything. I just make new friends every week, and I do enjoy working on my stuff, and I enjoy working on other people's stuff. So until the next time, have a great day, guys.